Oh, thank you so much for granting us this opportunity here on Cheat Chat with Josey to speak to you. I know you're a very busy person. Thank you so much.
Welcome for having me.
Before I even go any further, I just want to convey my deepest condolences on the passing of your good friend, Dennis Goldbeck. I'm so sorry. May his soul rest in peace.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, a dear uncle, a dear friend, a dear father, and, a struggle stalwart. And yeah, just one of those things. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So it's a culture here on Chit Chat with Josey. The first thing I have to ask you is for you to tell us exactly who is Yvonne Chaka Chaka?
Well, I'm sure people have heard that for 35 years, but Yvonne is a mother of four boys, a sister to two sisters, Refilwe and Doreen, a grandmother to Maya and Zabeta, and a musician and a mother to all boys and girls of Africa and the diaspora.
Wow. So when were you born? Where were you born? Where did you go to school? How was it growing up back then?
I was born in Dobsonville in Soweto in 1965. So 2020 is it's a significant year for me. It's a great year. 55 years old, 35 years in the music industry, 16 years just doing all the philanthropic work, working with the UN, the Global Fund, Gavi, UNICEF, and all those organizations. And I went to school in Soweto. And after 1976, after the riots, I went to Pretoria because there were riots in Soweto. And after 2 years, I came back to Soweto to complete my high school.
All right. Some say that you have Zimbabwean roots. Is that true?
I've had people in Rwanda saying I'm Rwandese as well.
Okay.
I've had people in Nigeria saying I was a Nigerian living in London. I'm South African. I was born in South Africa. I was born in Dobsonville. My father is a Umqombothi, North Sutu. My mother is Swazi. I have no roots in Zimbabwe at all.
Oh.
But because I'm an African, I am Zimbabwean because I'm an African.
Okay, you just burst my bubble there. I really wanted to claim you to be Zimbabwean.
Well, I've got a brother in Zimbabwe. You know, I've got Oliver Mtukudzi as my brother there, and my nieces and my nephews. Walter and all of those. So Africa is my home.
All right. So when did you discover that you had a talent?
Well, I guess because of apartheid. Because of apartheid, one realizes there's lots of things that you can do. I was a ballroom dancer from the ages of 11 to 17. I was dancing ballroom because I had to try everything, And I sang in church, I sang at school, I sang in choirs. So music was something that kept us busy, and it kept us going. It kept us out of mischief. For me, it was just singing for fun. Singing because there was very little as a Black child. In South Africa, there was absolutely nothing to do. So it's either we're playing skipping rope outside, or playing scotch, or dancing or singing. There were not even instruments for us to use at that time.
Oh, take us through your music career. Can you take us through your music career? What was the first that you realized this is the talented Yvonne Chaka Chaka?
I was very lucky because, as I said, I grew up in church. So in church, we had different branches of our church, the International Pentecostal Church. And every month, a big conference in church, and so different children from different branches will come and we'll all sing, and there'll be a competition, you know. But in 1981, a guy called Bernard Joffe was amazing. I think the guy was ahead of his time. He did a reality show. We didn't know what reality show was, but he came to Soweto and he was looking for young children who could sing, who could read, who could play instruments. And he put up this program. There were two programs. I'm not sure if it was Abangobi or a Sugar Shack, but I got paid 500 rand. So you can imagine I was richer than that, you know. This was in 1981. And when he packaged his thing, I was the first one to be on television. So it was just amazing. So it really started there, but it wasn't a big deal because we didn't even have television at home.
Mm-hmm. And then somebody just asked, I saw a question that just popped up now that...
No, okay, that's fine.
Who wants to join
sorry.
us?
No.
Grandma. No, it's fine.
It's okay.
What type of relationship did you have with Brenda Fassie?
Well, my relationship with Brenda Fassie was like any other girl, musician, counterpart relationship. She was a musician, I was a musician. She was a girl, I was a girl. We performed, you know, we performed together. And yeah, I wouldn't say Brenda Fassie was my best friend, but we were just friends. We were just colleagues. But Brenda befriended everybody. I must say, Brenda befriended everybody. She wanted to be loved, and she gave her love to absolutely everybody out there.
Mm. Okay, so what can you say about music back then compared to now?
Pardon?
What can you say about music back then compared to now?
Well, music then was something else. Music was live. We performed live. We filled up stadiums. You know, people came to enjoy the music. People came with families. It was just wonderful. I think, you know, music for us during those times, it was to conscientize our communities, because we knew that we were living under apartheid. So people like Brenda, people like Chico, people like Lucky Dube, you know, sang songs that conscientized community. We were using our music to talk to our people about the atrocities that were happening, you know, in our country. So it was easier when we traveled to places like Zimbabwe, Kenya, Tanzania, because you could sing a song freely, like, "We miss you, Mandela, where are you?" You know, you wouldn't mind. And things like that. So music has really changed, but I think it has changed for the better, because our young people now can connect anywhere in the world. Anybody can talk to Josey. Josey would be in Germany or in New York or in London, and somebody would be in South Africa or in Zimbabwe, and they can connect with their fans. There's all the social medias and things like that, and young people are really doing very well.
Great. And who have you collaborated with?
I've collaborated with lots of artists, you know. We've just done something, the video now with Berita. She's Zimbabwean.
Okay.
The song is called Jewel of Africa. I've worked with Ali Kiba from Tanzania. I've collaborated with Tsepo Tsula. We did a tribute to Mwalimu, which is Julius Nyerere, one of my favorite African leaders. So I've worked with different artists, you know. I've performed on stage with Bono. I've performed with so many people. Angelique Kidjo, I've done a collaboration with him as well. So I've worked with different people.
And what would you look at for you to have a collaboration?
Didn't get that.
What would you look at or consider for you to have a collaboration with someone?
Well, how can I forget my brother Oliver Mchukuzi? We did something
We miss
for
him.
girls with
Yes.
Oliver, yeah, and Susanna Owilu, from Kenya. Really, for me, it must be the music must have longevity. It won't be to collaborate for the sake of collaborating. I learn from young artists, like that's why I work with Berita, that's why I work with Ali Kiba. So really for me, it should be the music that resonates with me to be able to want to collaborate.
And Umqombothi, that song, Yvonne, that song. Tell me, what exactly came to your mind when you sang Umqombothi? I was playing this song on repeat since morning, and you can never get tired of it.
It's very, very funny. Umqombothi was on, I think, thank you, Mr. DJ, for playing my song. Not CD, what did we call those? Album, or even
record.
Cassette.
Oh, cassette.
Okay. And we had done, I think on that cassette, it was thank you, Mr. DJ, and I think from me to you, and why can't we live together, I think. And then Umqombothi was actually the last song to be recorded. It was just to fill up the cassette. It was just to fill up the cassette. It was one of those songs like, we've done all these good songs, just fill up, And I went into the studio. Chico and Atif and Vek wrote the song, but I just had this melody, and I said, I want to sing this song like this. To our greatest surprise, Umqombothi became the biggest hit in the world.
I'm not going to let you go, Yvonne, without at least singing that song for me. Just even the chorus, unplugged, please.
When people ask me to sing, I always say to them, I work hard for my money.
I know.
But
I know that
my friends out there, who love the song. And obviously there are other songs really that I love, like Kanau Chechema, which is a Shona song.
Yes, I'm going to ask you about that. Yeah.
I work hard every day to make my beer. Wake up early every morning to please my people with African beer.
Continue.
Everybody come and drink my magic beer.
Wow, you're making me teary. That voice, that is a very deep voice. Okay, and then obviously Kana Uchichi.
Obviously, as I said, I always wanted to write music, or I decide to work with people who understand what I want when I'm in the studio. A guy called A.B. Sibiya actually wrote the book.
Sorry, I didn't get the name. A guy called who?
A.B. Sibiya.
Okay.
A.B. Sibiya. And he wrote the song in English, and we sat down, we discussed the song, and we went to Rosebank to go and look for people who can speak Shona to translate the song in Shona.
Okay.
That's what happened. And then I sat in the studio the whole day reading these words, Oh, okay, it's my desire to share this wealth with you. It's my desire to own the land because the land is important, And obviously for me, it was like tongue twisting, to go ganda rako rakashvirira bvudzi rako rakafanana nerangu ukama unoti badaniza ndewe makori yakawanda.
Wow. Oh, that was a very deep song as well, Yvonne. But I'll have to dwell a deep into comments or questions from Twitter. I think you saw some of them. But this one, I think, is more of a comment from Gerald Maguranyanga. The guy said he had a crush on you for 30 years.
He's going to be in trouble.
Yes, he's a very very active guy on Facebook. But you spoke about your music and dressing, that you never exposed your body. Like what happens nowadays, that any video you see people twerking, you know, showing their buttocks. I want to comment on that especially, and also for upcoming talented ladies, you know.
I'm not one who criticizes or dictates to people what to do. We've seen people like Dorothy Masuku, Miriam Makeba, different artists, you know, from Nigeria and other countries, Caesarea Evora. They sang and they dressed up, and things do change, really, you know. So I don't think we have to be very hard on our girls. I think times do change. So people should be whatever they want to be, really, you know. So you can't please everybody, you know. So that's just the name of the game.
Yeah, true. And then what happened in Uganda when they didn't let you perform? Eliphas Nyamogo, he's here in Germany. He wants me to ask you that question.
I really wish I knew what happened in Uganda. In fact, those people now must really expose them. They must pay me. They owe me. You know,
Yes, they must.
Go back to South Africa. I wasn't deported. You know, I decided when I was told that if I go on that stage, there's going to be bloodshed, I shouldn't go on stage because the people who invited me were opposition, or I don't know what happened. I decided I love peace and I had to leave. So I decided I wanted to leave. It's when I was in Rwanda, they deported me. No, the police came and they told me I can't go and perform because the people who invited me are not good people. Those were their ways. So I said to them, I don't know. I'm South African.
Yvonne, I think you need to repeat that. I think your internet dropped there. You said in Rwanda?
I said, well, when everything happened, it was just a shame because I was actually ready to go and do my sound check. When the police came in and told me, you can't go and do your sound check because the people who invited you are wrong people. And I said, oh, yeah. I said to them, okay, what do you mean? Cut the long story short, they told me, if you go on that stage, there'll be bloodshed. And then I decided, I said to my boys, let's pack and leave. So I'm actually very upset because Abitex have not even honored, you know, their word to pay for my tickets and everything, because I had to buy my own tickets to go back to South Africa. I mean, I love Uganda very much. I mean, Uganda is one of those countries, when I went there for the first time, there were like 5,000 people waiting with placards saying, we love you, you are our princess. And I love Uganda very much. And I always say to the people of Uganda, Musibe mtia abantu abarungi. And I love them very much. And wabala nyo, you know.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Oh, interesting. It's a pity. I hope they pay you back your money because, like you said, you work for your money.
Well, they don't pay me. I'm very, very upset with them. I want them to pay me, and I'm very, very angry now. So, Abitex promotion, make sure that you do pay me now. I'm angry. December was then, and now it's April. So, Abitex promotion, please pay me. I want my money. You can ask your government to pay you back if you had losses or whatever. That's not my business, your business.
Wow. And then there are people, I've had a lot of inboxes I couldn't even cop up, that are saying they want to feature you in their videos or do some projects with you. How do they go about it? Should I give them Jennifer's numbers, or go about that?
Jenny, please give them. Jenny's my everything. She's my chihuahua, what is the word that I call her? She's my everything. Jenny is just my Rottweiler. She's my Rottweiler. So you can give them Jenny's details.
She's amazing. She's amazing. Message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tomorrow. Yes, I'll be turning a year older. Thank you. I saw your message. Anyway, Yvonne, should we expect anytime soon from you?
Expect what?
A song, an album, a hit anytime soon from you?
Well, yeah, my last album was released 18 months ago. It's called Keep Looking at Me. And that's the one we're promoting this track now called Jewel of Africa with Berita. So it's out there. The problem is that when you record and you have a license deal with big record companies like Universal and things like that, they don't promote our music. Now they would like, oh, for 25 years, now we're promoting young musicians and things like that. But that's just how it goes, there.
Really?
It can be downloaded. They can go to my YouTube channel, and see all the new videos there. And the new video that we're busy with now with Berita is the Jewel of Africa one.
Okay, so we're looking forward to that one, definitely. So personal stuff. Tell us about your love life before I sell you to my
1 year. And yeah, my husband is sitting somewhere here in the house.
Oh, so, we should say hello to him.
He's a very reserved person. And yeah, we've got 4 boys, and we've got a girl, Nompi, and we've got Maya, and we've got Zabeta. So yeah, there's no recipe for any marriage. But I've been happy, and
Okay.
and we're getting on. He lets me do everything that I want, and I think that is the best thing.
Exactly.
To be able to be happy, to be able to be supported. Even when I was studying, doing writing assignments and things like that, my husband's never complained. He's just always supports me if I want to go on tour, if I want to go and work. He's this kind of a person, a good friend.
Okay, so apart from music, what else do you do?
Well, if I'm not doing music, I mind my own business. Work with the Princess of Africa Foundation, which is my foundation. Like now with this COVID-19, we're busy trying to fundraise. If you can see my Instagram and my Facebook, we're fundraising for girls who want sanitary pads. It's just unfortunate. Every Uganda have been texting me to say we also need sanitary pads. But this one, it's just going to be very difficult because I can't even travel. I've seen there's people have been getting food parcels and things, and I realized one thing, that there were no girls out there. So that's Barazana, a friend of mine, just fundraising for those children to get those sanitary pads, which is something that you and I take for granted.
Yes, true. And then there's another question here from Eliphas Nyamogo. He says there are people who argue that artists should just focus on their art. And what are your views on this?
Must do what?
Artists must only focus on art and politics.
Well, we live in politics. We are surrounded by politics. Okay, but I can't sit here and just sing. I need to think about the things that I see and the things that influence me. People like Miriam Makeba, the atrocities that they experience in their countries, and she became the first person to speak at the UN. Fela Kuti in Nigeria always fought the atrocities that Nigeria. So people in the art are very free. We express ourselves in the way that we know. It doesn't mean we're politicians. So we just express ourselves and speak and sing what we see.
Tomorrow on Chit Chat with Josey, I am hosting a Nigerian musician. His name is Timmy Dakola. When I told Timmy Dakolo that I am having Princess Yvonne Chaka Chaka on my platform today, his words were, "Oh my God, I love this woman. I literally cry whenever I see her." So there are many people that feel like that, like how Timmy Dakolo feels about you. What message do you have for people like Timmy Dakolo and others that are watching?
Musicians who appreciate our music, thank you. And I want to thank those who came before us, you know, your Fela Kuti, your Miriam Makeba, your Manu Dibango, because they opened the doors for us, you know. So to young people, I want to say to them, continue. The struggle is not over yet. It's not yet. You know, the creative industry, given the respect that it deserves. So we need to be together, and we need to use our music, our voices, our cameras, you know, our beats to tell our story and not let anyone tell our story. This is our Africa, and we should be proud to be Africa, to be African, and tell our story and not let any story. So to young people, I want to go for it. You can be anything that you want to be.
So what are you doing to support the upcoming musicians?
Well, as I said, young musicians, I've got my home studio. I do have young people coming into my... I also learn from young people as well. I've got the Princess of Africa Foundation, as I said, where we support backing vocalists and session musicians. I gave about 25,000 rand each to open an purpose. It's like backing vocalists, and what my foundation is doing, make it with a guitar player or a keyboard, a drummer, or somebody standing behind me singing. So that's what the Princess of Foundation does.
So if you were not a musician, what would you have been? What do you think you would have been?
My mother wanted to be a lawyer. Okay. I wanted to be a chartered accountant. I loved accounting at school. I tried to study law. I failed Afrikaans. I failed mercantile law 3 times. And I said to my mother, it's not working. And then I went to Trinity College of London to do speech and drama and public speaking. Then I went to UNISA to study adult in and local government administration. That's what I studied at university.
And you cannot not mention Madiba. Did you meet him? How was it when you met Madiba?
You know, I was very lucky to have met Madiba. Madiba came to visit our home before he became a president. You know, they have pictures of Madiba and my children and my husband.
Oh, wow.
Birthday at our home. So Madiba visiting, and I've had Mama Miriam Makeba. It was just for me amazing to see this man who was loved and revered by the whole world coming to visit me, just a young person from Soweto. And he's been to our house several times, and I've been very lucky to even have him at my 40th birthday, you know, me, his daughter. So South Africans are very lucky to have been born during Madiba's time, a man who gave us back our dignity. Not only him, people like Uncle Dennis and all other politicians, you know.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Princess of Africa. Thank you so much, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, for granting us this opportunity to, take time from your husband's time, I guess. He's waiting for you and the grandchildren. Thank you. Any words that you want to say largely to Africans watching us right now, listening to us? Any advice to upcoming musicians? Anything in general that you want to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you to people like you, you know, who promote a culture and promote African musicians. Thanks to you, thanks to all the other colleagues of yours who continuously do
Thank
that
you.
and making sure that our music is spread all over the world. You know, for me, music is love. Music is king, and music is the rainbow. So to our up and coming artists, I want to say to them, just do it your way. You know, don't copy anybody. Be as authentic as possible. And to our African leaders, you know, Africa is a beautiful continent. Africa needs to be for it needs to fit each and everyone's as African. And not crossing the seas, going to die there, because everybody is happier at home. Just level the playing field so that they're able to function and to fend for themselves and feed their families.
People don't want you to go. Someone here asked, on every musical stage in the world, which was your most memorable?
Oh, wow. You know, in this 35 years, really, I mean, you know, whether it was in Kenya or in Uganda or in London or the 4664 where we performed with Beyonce and Bono and Angelique Kidjo and Youssou N'Dour. So for me, each and every concert that I do is very special because those people out there take their time off to come and sit and listen to me. So for me, each and every performance, it's very special.
And so what is your daily routine like in this global lockdown, coronavirus?
You know, I've had so many interviews on Zoom.
You exercise every morning, I see that.
I've had so many interviews on Zoom. I've had interviews on Skype. I've had my meetings on Zoom and things, you know, virtual meetings, you know, my board meetings and things. And yeah, and I've discovered that I can make muffins, you know. I've been making muffins, I've been making bread whilst at home and exercising. I've just discovered exercising.
I watch those. I watch those every day.
I love them to with my skipping rope. And I did all my stretches and I just love it. COVID-19 has done to me.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Princess of Africa, for your time. Hopefully we'll chit chat again very soon. Obviously, after the new song that's coming up, we'll have to catch up on that.
Thank you very much for having us, and stay cool and stay at home and stay safe, and don't forget to make sure that Africa's wings are being spread. Do what you do best, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Mwah.